Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Joey Vigor from Mirrorbox Games looking at Chaosmos. We're here at BGG.CON 2013 and Joey is showing off a prototype. This is obviously not the final production copy here, but you're showing off Chaosmos and hoping you can give an overview of the game. Where are we? What are we doing?
Sure. So basically, the universe is collapsing and all the different alien civilizations are scrambling because it's all going to end soon. And so they're sending their lone champions and their best covert operatives to try to do something to save their race.
Okay.
So you'll be one of these alien critters. Like this is a Turnic the Brutal.
Okay. So each of us is going to start with an individual race or a species,
and they all have crazy alien powers, which do ridiculous, powerful things, and they're all very different. But the unique thing about this game is primarily the win condition, which is everyone needs the same thing, and there's only one of these things out there. And this thing is called the ovoid.
Okay.
The ovoid is the new universe in miniature. It's hatching, and if you possess it, then when the universe collapses, this new universe is born, and you imprint onto it, and you become the master of the new universe.
And there's only one.
There's only one, and you all want it. So yesterday somebody referred to it as hot potato in reverse. You want the potato when the music stops.
Okay.
So it's a turn-based hand management, card-driven game, and each turn you click this little chaos clock. It's like a turn counter. You click it down 1, and when it reaches 0, the person who has that card, the ovoid, is the winner, and there's only the one way to win.
Okay.
So there's no draw deck. It's a totally closed ecosystem of cards. So all the cards that you're going to find in the game are going to be found on all these different planets.
Okay.
So you're going to move around from the different planets. You'll be exploring them. You'll be taking as many cards as you want, and you'll be leaving as many cards as you want. Each planet has a corresponding envelope.
Okay.
So
So these are all going to be seeded at random at the beginning of the game.
Right. So there'll be generally 4 cards per envelope. So if you land here on Syllabic, you're going to be able to take this envelope, and inside the envelope, there's going to be cards. And so you can take out the cards, and you can add them to your hands. And you can take whatever you want, leave whatever you want, but there's only a 7-card limit generally. So you're not going to be able to take everything. You're going to have to make hard choices about what you need now. So there's weapons.
Do other people see how many you take out so they know what's left, or if there's anything left?
No one knows whether you're taking cards, leaving cards, or just creating some sort of diversion.
Okay.
But the unique thing is that because it's dangerous to keep that card, the ovoid, in your hand, when you do find it, essentially anybody can take it from you if they beat you in combat. So it's very vulnerable. So it might be smart to hide it somewhere, and where else to hide it but on a planet that looks less suspicious than other planets.
Okay.
So you can put it on a planet, you can hide it on a planet basically as if you're discarding some other thing you don't want to get better cards. Ostensibly to get better cards, you're actually leaving the most important thing, the only thing that matters, behind. And there's ways to protect it. Like there's certain cards, like there's a vault and there's a trap and things like that, which can go actually face up. So when you open the envelope, instead of getting a bunch of new cool stuff, like you're ripping open a magic booster pack or something, now the opposite happens. Now you find there's a vault. And because it's a magnetic vault, you can peek inside. So you look inside the vault, and no one knows what you're looking at. They just know there's a vault there, and there's the ovoid. But you don't want to let anyone know that there's the ovoid, and you don't want anyone to know that, who left it there, or the fact that you know it's there, but you can't get the ovoid without getting a key to open the vault. And there's same thing with a trap. Instead of putting the vault in there, you could have a trap, and the trap would banish the person who tries to get your envelope back to their home planet. But now the envelope is
open,
again.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's combat like? What are we moving around? How are we? What else are we trying to do? Obviously, we try to find keys to get into the vaults, and I assume there's trap protection or.
Yep.
Okay.
So essentially, nearly all the cards are permanent, which means that as you pick up cards, you're not going to find the ovoid most of the time. Obviously, there's about 70 cards, and there's only one ovoid. So you'll be picking up other things that you're going to need to help you. So there's prisms that let you scry, meaning peek onto other planets and things like that. And there's cards that let you send cards other places, and there's weapons. The weapons have counters. So if you play the Phrenal Infector, the Phrenal Infector has a counter called the Phrenal Deflector. So somewhere out there is the deflector, and if you keep using the Infector against me over and over and over again, you think, well, I'm so powerful now, I've got this amazing card, but I go away, weak and limping, I pick up the deflector, which I've been hiding, I go back, and for the combat that really matters, the one towards the end, the one where it's actually over the ovoid instead of over some other tactical cards, now I can surprise you with the counter. So there's a lot of big surprises, and there's a lot of key battles, which are far more important to win than all the small battles in between.
And so it's a lot of setting up during the game for finding out what other people's strengths are, and then finding out what you need to go around them. And obviously, of course, try to find the golden
ovoid.
ticket.
The ovoid, right. And so a lot of players like to save up all their resources on one planet and try to go for one final battle. But if they're not sure where the ovoid is, then all your weapons and your perfect hand is kind of meaningless. Other players will set a trap on planets or a vault or a base, then go when they find the ovoid, they'll actually teleport the ovoid into that trap that they've already set up. So now they sort of building a strategy long term.
Okay.
And then there's also tokens. You'll have 3 tokens that let you teleport anywhere, but only just the 3, and you're not going to get any more. So they're very valuable, but for that one moment, hopefully you'll save them towards the end. You can get the ovoid. And then, of course, in conclusion, I would say the most important thing to remember towards the end of the game is that there's actually a time travel card that can move this clock forward up to 8 or backwards up to 8. Okay. So if you get it, you have a chance to end the game early or give yourself a couple more turns.
Okay. All right. And what's the planned release date? What are you doing?
So we're kickstarting January 2nd and 2014.
It's my son's birthday, by the way. If you want to give him a present, he's only 5, so this might be inappropriate, but
we're saying ages 12, 13 up.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Some of the aliens are a little questionable, but this guy might be questionable. How old is your son? 5?
He's 5.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, we'll not worry about him. So you have the components. These are all 3D printed right now.
Yeah. So the prototypes are all 3D printed. We're looking to make 10 unique miniatures for the game, and we're really focusing on the miniatures for the people who like it. But the game is a fairly deep strategy game. It's like social deduction upgraded to a true strategy. So the miniatures are not necessary, but I think because it's so highly thematic and so non-Euro, then basically I think the miniatures are a really fun added element, and I think people are really going to like the sculpts for them.
If you can wave your tentacles at someone, I mean, why not? And what's the player count, by the way? So we got 10 races, but what's the actual player?
So it plays best 2 to 4, and we're testing a 5-player expansion right now.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks very much for the overview, and good luck.